ever all really thought about that? What it really means? What your purpose is? I think each and every one of you in this room at some point or another thought, I want to help kids. I want to make a difference. I want to be that teacher who makes all the kids reach all of them and help them to become the people they're supposed to be. But I also think, on the flip side, we all feel, am I doing enough? I didn't get to that one kid. I didn't make a difference in this one's life. I couldn't change a behavior. I do believe that each and every one of you are making a difference. Some of those moments may be big, some of those moments may be small. Some are life-changing, and some of the moments you may not even know about until later on. But one thing I do know for sure is that all of you are making a difference. Oh, good word. This is my friend Tonda. She's been teaching for 37 years, and she is freaking amazing. And if she were ever to take all of her moments that she's ever made in people's life and put them in a book, she would be truly touched and overwhelmed at how many lives that she has actually touched. Today, my job is to inspire you, to share your voice and remind you how important you are in this life-changing profession you have chosen. One person can make a difference, and everyone's voice needs to be heard. We need to empower our students and our teachers and our young leaders in the communities we live in to share their dream and their voices. Have you ever thought about the power of one? I think about it, there are many obvious people who have made a huge difference in our world. Mother Teresa, Albert Einstein, Martin Luther King, Walt Disney, these are all people that we recognize who had a dream and a vision and a passion to change the world. There are also lots of other people like this, and then there's people that are not so well known. Each week, actually, in Team Norris, we watch CNN 10, and they show little kids making huge differences in this world, all the way up to adults. Like they have the CNN Heroes of the Year. It's amazing to me. As we study history, I tell my students that if it weren't for that one person, things would have been very different. Have you ever heard of Sarah Hale? She was a woman who persevered, wrote thousands of letters, used countless bottles of ink to numerous presidents over a course of 38 years because she wanted to make Thanksgiving a national holiday. How about Anna Strong? She was a woman who lived alone for much of the Revolutionary War, and she used the laundry on her clothesline to leave signals for the call for perspiring. There are many stories like this, and many we have never heard. The truth is, we probably won't have a book written about us, or maybe not be so well known throughout history. However, we will be remembered by the people whose lives we have touched and made a difference in. If you remember the old story, It's a Wonderful Life, George Bailey didn't think he was making a difference. He didn't feel like his life mattered. Come to find out, he had made a huge impact, and some of them were life-changing. I think of a coworker of mine, Todd Smith. He is the most positive, uplifting person I've met. He has so much energy, and he always has a positive thing to say. I believe that is one of his purposes. He's making a difference every day and probably doesn't even realize it. Another friend of mine, Patty Beekler, has also left a lasting impression. We actually took my son, Shay. We drove him to Chancellor every day because we wanted her to be Shay's kindergarten teacher. If you say Patty Beekler, everybody only has positive, kind things to say. She's truly changed the lives of many through her teaching and through her kindness. I wish I could have made a slide for each and every one of you, because truly, you all could be up here because you all are making differences. You are the power of one. Maybe you helped a child reach a goal. Maybe you stopped by, encouraged another teacher, and not knowing that they were actually contemplating leaving this profession. Maybe it's a time that you told your administration how you appreciated their flexibility. Maybe you'll be that one letter that changes a congressman's mind. Maybe it's a simple hello that you say to a student, and it turns out you were the only one that talked to them that day. You are making a difference. You are changing lives. But you're also, if you're like me, a lot of times I'm unaware that I'm even making a difference. So I appreciate it that when former students send me notes or things like that. This one said, "Thanks for coming or making history come to life." Or, "Thanks for getting me started with theater." Brace yourself, this next one's shocking. "Thanks for giving me homework. It helped me in middle school." I've had parents thank me for giving their child a love for reading or helping them come out of their shell. Colleagues have said thanks for brightening their day or listening to a problem. Just a few weeks ago, a former basketball player sent me a note. I'd written it 30 years ago. She still had the letter, and she had the rap that I wrote for my basketball team. I thought that was unbelievable, and yet it was kind of cool. I guess I made an impression, and then I started thinking, Maybe I should have been a rap star. It's like, we're the Lady Cavaliers and we're here to say that basketball's a game that we want to play. Okay, back on track. So, the other one you to think about is your voice. All of us have one, and some of us find it easier to use than others. But we all have something to say. All of us need to share it and find value in it. I think in education, we oftentimes think at what others are doing and forget that we have something of value to share as well. So let me give you an example. I've always had a voice for kids, and I'm sorry about to take a minute. Look, I used to be young, I used to be thin, and that is my original hair color, just so you know. So I started off that I was a babysitter. Then I wanted to be a camp counselor. I was a Sunday school teacher, vacation Bible school teacher. I started teaching theater, and then I finally actually got a teaching job. And then my whole life I've been working with kids in one venue or another, and I can't do anything else besides because it's always on my heart. I want to help my students find their voice, and I want them to have a voice for themselves. Maybe your voice is going to shine through for advocacy. My own children had a passion for the fine arts, so I went to my administration, and I fought to have more theater opportunities in my district. I helped my parents advocate for their children with disability. I brought sign language to my school when a deaf student started in my first grade. I started a talent show because I wanted my kids to show their gifts and talents. I want you to think about the things you've done. I know all of you have these moments. Advocating and taking action can be very powerful ways to share. What are some ways that you advocate? This is my husband, Rick. We were actually married 30 years this week. And he's always had a voice for people with disabilities, especially those for deaf and hard of hearing. He's dedicated his whole life to actually be the voice for those people. My son Shay is going to graduate school at SDSU for psychology. He wants to help people who have a hard time sharing their voice. This is my daughter Kaya. She's attending Augustana University. She is still finding her voice. She grew up, she's always had a heart for animals, and she wanted to help people who had a hard time fitting in. I'm hoping that she's going to find her voice as she continues on her career path. And there's my youngest, Riker. At 5 years of age, he definitely knows the importance of a voice. We'll be riding in the car, having a conversation, and all of a sudden in the back seat I hear, let it go, at the top of his lungs, because he understands the importance of being heard. Because I'm a movie buff, I thought I'd talk about some movies. Elf. So everybody's trying to sing because they got to save Santa, and so they're asking everybody to sing. But until that one guy, that last guy starts singing, it doesn't happen. Then you think about Horton and Whoville. They're trying to get everybody to know that they're here, and they're yelling, we're here, we're here, we're here. But it's not until that one tiniest, smallest tube joins in that their voice is heard. The last one is my favorite, the Lorax, because he speaks for the trees. Now that we are thinking about the power of one, making a difference, and sharing our voice, we're going to look at how these ideas connect with our theme for today. The first is collaboration, and I'm actually going to show you the sign for that. I'm going to teach it to you. So you know how you have your hands, you got all these fingers. So think about it as kids and parents and teachers and at all different levels and people who are helping in our government. But everybody who has something to do with education comes together like this, and then you collaborate. Cool, right? I think it's cool. So what's a powerful way to stay connected besides sharing ideas and inspiring each other when the going gets tough? When I first started teaching, I was the only one able to chat with my team if I even had a team. Oftentimes, I was the only one at my grade level. I come from a time of ditto machines. So you cranked them out, and you had to wait for the ink to dry, okay? If I wanted an idea, I had to think about it myself. Or I'd call my mom and say, Mom, help me think of something. We didn't have no Pinterest, Teachers Pay Teachers, and Facebook, and Twitter, and Instagram. It blows my mind to see how easy and accessible everything is today. I think all of us have a great way of, we like to go out and search for ideas that we want to use in our classroom. But I think all of us hesitate a little because we don't think that our idea has value or that we're creative enough. You're wrong. You need to share. Don't compare yourself to others. We are all unique. If I every day looked at what Rita's doing next door or what Harris is doing across the hall, oh my gosh, I think, gee, I need to step it up. So don't compare to other people. This quote was perfect and encouraging for this mindset. I may teach differently than you, but that does not mean we are not both great educators. Different strategies work for different students. Don't compare your classroom, compare your heart. This should be the same. Sharing your voice is not only done through talking, but through advocating and leadership, mentoring, giving examples, finding solutions to problems. It can be with words, actions, acts of kindness, righting a wrong, creatively, and simply just your presence. It's posting on social media, perseverance through art, song, poetry, courage, expressing your style, helping others, and doing the right thing. I understand that for most of you, for all of us, time is a very precious thing. But this summer I read a book called The Innovator's Mindset. It's one that we have here today. And George Curro said, what if all teachers tweeted once a day about something they did in their classroom and then just took 5 minutes to read each other's tweets? Woo, right, Travis? I know. You would be amazed at how much information can be gathered and shared in a short amount of time. Speaking of Travis, he's one of my role models, my social role models, and this is probably one of my very first selfies because he showed me how to use Twitter several years ago. Travis does an outstanding job of sharing information on his social media, and I get lots of inspiring ideas and read thought-provoking articles thanks to him. I encourage each and every one of you to be the one and share your voice as often as you can and in many ways that you're inspired to do so, because who knows, the one idea you might share might be that one thing someone is searching for. Our next theme is flourish. I love that word. I'm going to teach you this sign too. So you have a little seed, and the seed starts to grow, and the seed blooms, and then it spreads all out of its floor. I know, right? Flourish. I love it. This is the step where we need to not only grow as educators and as individuals, but we are all able to blossom and spread our passion. Collaboration and sharing our voice helps us flourish as an educator. I truly love this quote by Dylan Williams. If we create a culture where every teacher believes they need to improve, not because they aren't good enough, but because they could be even better, there is no limit to what we can achieve. I think about this morning when she talked about not having that glass ceiling. You are all flourishing today by attending this conference. You're going to go home with a new book to read. You're going to get ideas from your workshops. You're going to make some amazing connections. And I hope you will continue and grow those new relationships. These are your people. Nobody understands what teachers do better than teachers. Take advantage of those books and TeacherTube, conferences, and social media opportunities to keep yourself motivated and inspired. And as you flourish and grow, you are helping everyone around you to do the same. We are making each other better. You are the reason that education continues to change and grow, and it's because of your voice, passion, dedication, and perseverance that things are happening in education today. Lastly is lead. Lead with your talents, lead with your passions, lead with examples, and lead with your heart. The sign for this is kind of fun. So here's all the people, and you come around and you pull them where you want to go. Here's the people, lead. I know it's fun, right? I like that one. So, the sign, your voice can truly shine here. Some people are natural leaders. They step up and take charge. Others don't feel that they're leaders. And I believe that sometimes they just need a nudge to step in the right direction. I believe each and every one of you are leaders. You all have a gift. You all have a talent that you can share. You all have a passion you can lead with. And when you're a good leader, you want to help people unleash their potential. It's good for them and also their students. So let's look at these wolves. I love this. So up front, you got the old and the sick. I guess that'd be me, Adam. Then you got the 5 strongest right behind them. They protect the side from the attacks. In the middle is fully protected. And then you got the last 5 strongest. And where's the leader? He's that guy way in the back there. His job ensures that no one is left behind. He keeps the pack on the same path. He's ready to run in any direction to protect his pack. Being a leader is not about being in front. It's about taking care of your team. I love that. As a teacher, you are a leader. Use your knowledge to teach, your passion to change, and your example to inspire. Today in our colleague circles, we encourage you to start a movement. We ask you to think about the positive things in education and then come up with a plan to bring new ideas to life. I encourage each and every one of you to come up with a plan in your own circles. Share your ideas. Speak out about your dreams. Make a difference. Write that letter to a congressperson that could change our profession. Encourage a team member. Think of some ideas to build your school culture and climate, and make a plan to give shout out to people in your life. They could be in desperate need of some encouragement. Administrators, I ask you that you promote risk-taking with your staff. Trust their professionalism, and you need to lead by example and take risks as well. We all need to be examples and not be afraid to make a difference while we persevere and stand up for what we believe in. We need to have the confidence to be the one to share our voice and parents our students, colleagues, administration to share theirs. So in conclusion, we need to collaborate, flourish, lead, and share your voice to make a difference. You can be the one that sets education on fire. Help educators be recognized for the creative, life-changing professionals we are. You can be the one that changes a student's life forever. You can be the one that establishes the next big thing in education. I want to thank you for making a difference. Thank you for all that you do. So let's finish our day leaving with the mindset to share our voice, be the one that makes a difference for children in our profession, and then remember to collaborate, flourish, and lead. Thank you.